I think the other exercise that is extremely valuable in ascending and descending the entire neck and scale of the fretboard itself is to break apart your scales. So, with this, we have so many different scale variations, and I am a classical trained guitarist. So for me, the positions of my major scale are really pivotal in my learning and my practice routine. I'm not going to bore you with all of those. You could easily look those up anywhere at this point. But let me play through them really quick, and then I'll show you why I'm playing through them for you and which parts of those I want you to learn. Okay, so let's play through every position of the major scale G major. Take a listen. So again, there's a lot, but what are you noticing about that? You're noticing that, again, that's only 7 notes. All of those notes I played are the same 7 notes, just over and over and over and over in different areas of the fretboard. So that makes life very easy right out the gate. But I want you to pay attention specifically to the lowest 2 strings. This exercise is something that I love so much, and I use all the time on different 2-string sets. This is the idea of breaking apart your positions that you learn into 2-string groupings so that they're not as boring, they're a little more challenging, but also you could do some really fun stuff with it when you start to improv with it. So let's do this together right now. I want you to have your guitar in your lap ready to go. Well, I'm going to walk you through what you're playing, okay? 3rd fret of low E, 3, 5, 7 in total. So on the low E, 3, 5, 7. On the A string, 3, 5, 7. And then on the E string, 5, 7, 8. On the A string, 5, 7, 9. On the E string, 7, 8, 10. On the A, 7, 9, 10. On the E, 8, 10, 12. On the A, 9, 10, 12. On the E, 10, 12, 14. Same thing on the A string, 10, 12, 14. On the E, 12, 14, 15. Same exact thing on the A string, 12, 14, 15. On the E string, 14, 15, 17. Same thing on the A string, 14, 15, 17. The idea of breaking apart all of these full scales and using them in 2-string groupings is really useful and beneficial when you're starting to try to ascend into these different positions. Because so often we go, well, I know how to do all the positions, but how do I actually connect them in a way that sounds good? This is one trick. Starting to break apart your scales that you know across all 6 strings in 2-string groupings. So let's play this one together in its entirety, and then we'll break it apart into smaller pieces. Let's do this. Good. Good work. And let's go through each of these individually. Okay? So again, focus on getting these in here. Low E string, 3, 5, 7. Same thing on the A string, 3, 5, 7. That's our first grouping. The next grouping is 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 9. The next grouping, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10. The next, 8, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12. Next up, 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14. Next up, 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15. And next up is 14, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17. And you can resolve, if you wish, on that 15th fret on the low E. So here we'll play through that one more time for you, and then I'll tell you what to do with this. Good work. So with this exercise specifically, what I want you to be sure you're doing is just going up in those 2 string sets, okay? And just nice and slow, making sure everything's ringing out clean and even. I recommend alternate picking the whole time, and also ascending and then going backward and descending, so that you now have every starting point of the scale across the entire fretboard, up and down. Because again, that's the goal of this whole lesson, is how do we ascend the entire fretboard up and down easily with the same 7 notes. And that's it. So make sure you do that at least a minimum of 10 times clean and even before raising the BPM or anything like that.